And welcome back to the Metal Mixtape. It's the boy, it's the Don, DJ Ramo, the channel bringing you interviews, reactions, and if you know the channel, you know I throw my own heavy metal festivals in Southern Oregon. I am here to talk about the passing of the guard, the passing of the torch, the new generation of heavy metal that is just blowing up right now. You know what I mean? The Polypheus of the world, the Slaughter to Prevails of the world, the Lorna Shores of the world. You know what I mean? You know what had me thinking a while ago was like, all right, all the older bands, they're starting to get older, right? We have to accept the fact we're all getting older. I'm 34 years old. You know, for me, the best bands in the world growing up were bands like Trivium, Avenged Sevenfold, All That Remains, Killswitch Engages, you know, the Parkway Drives. But back in the day, you know, the albums that came out in the 2000s. And when I got into heavy metal, you know, Metallica were like in their 40s. I mean, they're still playing stadiums to this day. I mean, they're the only bands out there that I know that can compete with like Taylor Swift and literally selling out stadiums after stadiums after stadiums, which is just absolutely bonkers. But, you know, and I thought to myself, I was like, well, who's going to be headlining all these massive festivals, you know, like 10 to 15 years from now? Because I know right now, you know, Limp Bizkit's still headlining, Korn, System of a Down, you know, but I've been seeing a lot of these younger bands really blowing up, and you know I could see Slaughter to Prevail playing these headlining these massive arena shows or massive festivals like Vakken, you know, or Hellfest. I could see the Lorna Shores doing that. And you know, the heavy metal community, it's a very loving community, but there also still is like a lot of, I hate using the word elitist, but a lot of elitists out there that hate it when all these new metal genres are mixing it up so much. You know what I mean? And that's what you got to do, man. You know, and I honestly support bands that like to mix it up. That like to mix multi genres and still keep it heavy. You know, I know a lot of people give Polyphia hate for mixing in like a little bit of hip hop, you know, and keeping it instrumental and you know, music's evolving, man. My favorite bands in the world have always been bands that just evolved, like Avenged Sevenfold. They constantly evolve. They get hate on every single album because they don't sound like City of Evil. You know what I mean? Which is insane. And I notice a lot of these things being as a journalist, you know, because I review albums that still sound like they're from the 80s. I review a lot of new metal albums, a lot of power metal albums. I review a lot of hardcore albums, a lot of deathcore, metalcore albums. And the albums that always seem to stick out for me like a sore thumb are the bands that really like trying new things, man. You know, comment below. Do you like it when bands keep it the same, or do you like it when bands like to evolve? You know what I mean? Because I know right now I feel like there's a passing of the torch, and there is going to be a lot of these new bands that are going to be having to hold it up for metal because not everybody stays young forever. It's the way it is. You know, I remember hearing a comment about Deicide saying, "Oh, well, you know, well, everybody just dresses like a bunch of people trying to be in Weezer, man. Hey, those kids shred, dude. All right, you may not like Tim Henson, but that kid's shred, and he loves heavy metal. But you know what? There's a lot of positiveness in metal." But I know there is a lot of people out there going like, well, it's not heavy enough. Well, they're not talking about ripping each other to shreds. It's like, dude, not all heavy metal has to be about that. You know what I mean? Heavy metal can just be a beautiful thing. But let me know in the comments below what you think are going to be the next bands who are going to be headlining the Vakkenfest. The next bands that are going to be headlining Hellfest, you know, the Aftershocks of the world. Tell me, who do you think is going to be the next breakthrough band? Because the harsh reality is, you know, Judas Priest is not going to be around forever. Slayer's not going to be around forever. I know Slipknot is still absolutely killing it. But I know 20 years from now, the metal scene's going to look a lot different on top of the helm headlining these festivals. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Comment below your opinions on this post or all the bands that are going to be headlining these festivals in the future. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. We're going to continue to bring content like this, so stick around here on the Metal Mixtape.